Thank you and good afternoon. I'd like to welcome families, staff, and students to the 2022 Beeman Middle School Stepping Up ceremony. Couple of housekeeping items before we begin. What we would ask is, as the ceremony ends and the celebration ends, we are going to have the students proceed back up into the main vestibule. If you could all sign out your students if you're going to take them home at that time. And if you would like to take pictures, please. It's a beautiful day outside on our beautiful grounds. We would greatly appreciate that. At this time, can I have everyone please stand? And at this time, I would like to announce Tessa Porch and Dwayne Lucian Yap to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may now sit.
Thank you. First, I'd like to welcome some invited guests today. Mr. Mirjeski, or Mr. Mears, as the M team knows him, Ms. Niles, Ms. Carta, Mr. D'Amato, teachers and staff. So I welcome all of you today, and we're going to deviate here just a hair from the first couple ceremonies. I know, having worked here now for 9 months here at Beeman, I've had the opportunity to work with a gentleman who I'm going to use my words and say this is a living legend in Middletown Public Schools. When I started at Middletown High School 7 years ago as an assistant principal, this gentleman had a program here or at Woodrow Wilson that was a nationally recognized program called Pride Patrol. I stole the idea from him and brought it to Middletown High School. That's how good, thank you. My mom would have said I should be ashamed, but thank you. But that's how great this program was. So today what we are going to do is honor that living legend in John Gary today before we honor our students. And the first person I would like to introduce is Rosie O'Brien Votek, I hope I said that right, who is Assistant Director of the Connecticut Associations of Schools. Please come up. And Mr. Gary, if you could come up to the stage as well, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Rosie O'Brien Voitek, and I'm the Assistant Executive Director of the Connecticut Association of Schools. I'm thrilled to be here at Beeman Middle School today to present the 2022 Cass Exemplary Middle School Teacher of the Year Award to one of your teachers, Mr. Geary. When I read that yes, big round of applause. When I read that Mr. Geary has worked in the same district at the same school for 45 years teaching social studies, I knew I wanted to meet him. This is an amazing accomplishment and something that rarely happens. Mr. Geary, I can't even begin to imagine how many lives that you've touched and what a difference you've made during your career. That alone speaks volumes to why you deserve this award. The criteria for this award includes excellence in the classroom, involvement with students, staff, and parents, and leadership in the profession, all of which Mr. Geary excelled at during his career. The Cass Awards Committee, which is comprised of active and retired school administrators, was especially impressed with your creative and rigorous projects that you require from your students in your history classes, your leadership with Beeman Middle School Student Council, your long and successful career as a coach, and your mentoring of colleagues over the over your long and distinguished tenure as a middle school teacher. The committee heard from Mr. Geary's colleagues that he is a great teacher, role model, and a great person. Your principal, Mr. Byron, said, Mr. Geary is one of the hardest working, most dedicated practitioners who continuously goes beyond the call of duty in providing opportunities for students to succeed. And all of the people who wrote recommendations for Mr. Geary agree that he is an especially enthusiastic teacher who shows great regard and concern for students, and that he is the epitome of the exemplary educator. For all of these reasons, CAS is pleased to name Mr. John T. Geary, Jr. as the 2022 Middle School Exemplary Educator of the Year. So we have this plaque that says Connecticut Education Association of Schools honors John T. Geary, Jr., Beeman Middle School, Middletown, Connecticut, as Middle School Exemplary Educator for 2022 in recognition of excellence in leadership within the teaching profession. Congratulations, Mr. Geary. Yes. And here's the...
No, Mr. Geary, you can't move. I'd like to next introduce Connecticut State Representative Quinton Williams.
What an honor. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, we're going to try this one more time. Here's why. Usually when I start like this, I usually say, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Q Williams from the great city of Middletown, representing the 100 District. I'm also a member of Cross Street AME Zion Church. And when we say hello to folks and greet folks, we expect greetings back, so we know that we're all in the room together. We're going to change it up a little bit today, because today is it's a really, really special day. And I'm actually a lot more emotional than I realized, because this space is bringing back so many memories. But today I want everyone to greet one another because we are all in the spirit of the Rams. And this energy, particularly in public service and in government and public administration, started on this the stage across town at Woodward Wilson Middle because of Mr. Geary. When I first got elected to student government in 7th and 8th grade and was the first elected as president in 1996 and 97. So we're going to say hello and greet everyone one more time. As a matter of fact, I see a lot of my friends that voted for me back then, and hopefully they're still voting for me now. But we're going to try this one more time. So good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Now, there's a Ram welcome. I cannot tell you how much of an honor it is to be able to stand up here as a state representative, as the first black state representative in Middletown's history. As a proud class of 2001 Blue Dragon, but also, once again, as a Wilson Ram. And here's why. You often get the question of what made you get into politics, or when did you first get your political start? And I usually say either 6th grade, when I first ran for student council at Kagwin, or 8th grade, when I first ran for president and was able to serve middle school. But in particular, Mr. Geary, who not only is my student council advisor, and where's all the student council folks? Raise your hand, the students that got to serve. Be careful, because you might one day become a politician too, like a real politician, and this is where it gets to start. But the love for service, the love for government, even to this day, I teach a course at University of Hartford, and I make sure that we go through all the amendments of our Constitution, and all the tricks I still use are from Mr. Geary's class. And when you look at it, when we're talking 20 plus years later, to be able to inspire students to care about government, to care about civics, to care about really understanding how our government works and how it should work, and particularly in our world right now, where there needs to be a universal understanding of civics in order to protect the very democracy in which we're able to participate in, and which has given me, I said, my calling. If everyone had had Mr. Geary's class, I don't think we would have the problems that we have in our society that we do have. And I will just share one more thing about Mr. Geary, of not only does he inspire you academically, but the care for students. As I said, I graduated quite a few years ago. And to this day, if my name is in the paper, I'll get something in the mail from Mr. Geary saying, congratulations, great job, keep up the good work. And that kind of care, 2 decades later, is remarkable, it's exemplary, it's, to be frank, it's unusual. Unusual in the sense of not many people do that. But it takes a wonderful educator like Mr. Geary to do that sort of thing. So we are blessed to have him in Middletown. We are blessed to have him here at Beeman. And I will say that I am blessed to say that I was one of your students, one of your student council students. And I love you dearly, and thank you for all that you do. So I want to read this official State of Connecticut General Assembly official citation from our delegation, myself, Q. Williams, Representative Brandon Chafee, another alum, and I think it was one of your student council reps too. So he has not one, but two of the reps that are serving Middletown right now were both in his class and members of student council. I don't think that's a coincidence. Senator Matt Lesser and Senator Mary Abrams. So be it hereby known to all that the Connecticut General Assembly hereby offers the sincerest congratulations to John Geary in recognition of being selected as a recipient of the Connecticut Association of Schools Exemplary Educator of the Year Award for the year 2021 to 2022. And Mr. Geary's 45 years of teaching in Middletown, I have touched so many lives of students, families, the Middletown community, and 2 state reps. God bless you, my friend.
Don't just walk away. One more. By the way, does not like this whatsoever, so I'm in big trouble after this. Yeah, oh, I know. Lastly, someone, again, near and dear to our heart who wanted to come and honor Mr. Geary tonight, and I'd like to introduce our own mayor, Benjamin Florsheim.
I said I'll try to keep it painless. Thank you, everybody, and thank you for this amazing recognition of somebody who very much deserves it. Unlike Representative Williams, I did not have the opportunity to have Mr. Geary as a teacher, so that's not why I got involved in politics. I got into politics because I'm still trying to impress my 8th grade classmates. Finally found something that I could pursue there. But I feel like I know Mr. Geary. I feel like I know a little bit about what it was like to take his class, because he was certainly the first Middletown Public Schools teacher that I encountered here back probably when I was still a Wesleyan student, because of how engaged in the community and how engaged in the work. Just as Representative Williams was saying, it doesn't end when the students leave the classroom. So you have that to look forward to, right? The commitment to that work, the commitment to lifelong learning that teaching is all about, doesn't end with that year in the classroom. And I know that everybody who works in this amazing new building understands that. I know that everybody here lives up to that standard, and that's what makes me so proud of this city. But certainly nobody exemplifies it the way that Mr. Geary does. And that's just something to be admired. And the reason I say I feel like I know a little bit what it's like is that I know that Mr. Geary is that teacher, the way that so many schools have that teacher. Everybody knows who that teacher is. It's the teacher who everybody wants to take their class and everybody expects to be challenged by. It's the teacher who kids feel comfortable being themselves with and confiding in and asking the tough questions that are so important to ask in middle school, more so than at any other time during a child's development, during the transition to adulthood, and frankly during our lives. So Mr. Geary, thank you for being that person, being that teacher. My dad is a teacher, college professor. My mom taught for many years. I've thought often that whenever I finish what my duty in politics, I would like to return to the classroom someday. And so what I'm basically saying is I want to be Mr. Geary when I grow up. And I know that, thanks. And I know that I'm not alone. And I know that I'm not alone among folks who have come through this building, not this building, but for the first time are coming through this building. And congratulations, by the way, to our 8th grade stepping up class. I have a little bit in common with you all as well. I was a 5th grader in a brand new school who got that first year, just a little taste, and then moved on. But it's really important, the fact that you are all here, and I'm just really proud of all that you've accomplished this year in this very challenging year here in this amazing new building. So congratulations, Mr. Geary. Congratulations to our 8th grade class. And without further ado, if you will indulge me for just a moment more, I do have an official proclamation from the city of Middletown, which I'd like to read. So, without further ado, whereas John Geary has been teaching in Middletown Public Schools for 46 years. He has been teaching social studies to generations of middle school students and families, first at Woodrow Wilson and now at Beeman Middle School. Mr. Geary is being recognized by the Connecticut Association of Schools with the Exemplary Educator of the Year Award, which not just acknowledges him for his innovative work in the classroom, but also for his positive influence on the community. And whereas Mr. Geary is a positive role model to students and adults alike, whether in the classroom, at an athletic event, or in the community, he lives by high standards and expects them of others, which he has demonstrated in his coaching of the high school baseball team, which won a state championship. He also coached the middle school basketball team for 21 years without a single losing season. Mr. Geary led the student council for 45 years and started the Mayor for a Day program to teach middle schoolers about civics and community engagement. He also started the Pride Patrol anti-bullying program, which received statewide and national recognition for its efficacy. And whereas he has been known for showing up for his students outside the classroom, whether it is a sports game, dance recital, or sending a letter to a former student for academic or political accomplishment, Mr. Geary is always ready to acknowledge and encourage students, parents, and colleagues. And whereas Mr. Geary is a man of integrity, honor, and respect, he displays consistency in the classroom and on the athletic fields. His recognition by the Connecticut Association of Schools is well-deserved, and we look forward to continued inspiration and exemplary service from Mr. Geary to Middletown Public Schools and our community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Benjamin D. Florsheim, Mayor of the City of Middletown, do hereby proclaim Wednesday, June 22nd, 2022, as John Geary Day in the City of Middletown. And on behalf on behalf of all of the residents of Middletown, I wish to publicly honor John Geary. He has been an inspiration to his chosen field. We are grateful for his many contributions to education. Best wishes to John, to you, Mr. Geary, for many continued years of health and happiness. Thank you, congratulations. Thank you all so much for having me.
Now you can sit, but I want to shake your hand too, by the way. Thank you for everything. And I will like to add to this because I know everybody really wants to hear Mr. Byron talk, right? Even though being an educator for 18 years now, John Geary and every teacher strive to do what John does. The connection to community, the connection to the kids, the connection to the families. That's what we all strive for. John models that for us, and it's amazing. Every morning at 6 o'clock, he'll come into my office, and he'll school me and tell me, about things that we need to do here at Beeman to make the education for all students better, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you, Mr. Geary. Thank you. So that being said, what you all came here for, to listen to me talk, right? No, but I'm going to talk real quick, and I do apologize. So I would like to welcome all the families, the staff, the students to the Beeman Middle School's 2022 Stepping Up celebration. Looking back at this year, I want to congratulate the 8th grade students who persevered through another year in this historic pandemic. I want to also thank the parents, caregivers, and families for supporting these 8th graders in their commitment to the student success this year. Furthermore, I would be remiss if I did not thank the Beeman staff and teachers for all their never-wavering efforts towards supporting our students' learning and social emotional well-being. It's been tremendous, and I appreciate that. Today's Stepping Up celebration marks an end to a chapter in your educational quest. However, tomorrow starts a new chapter as you will be entering high school next year. Thinking back on your middle school year and the hurdles you have had to overcome and your resilience to do so, I congratulate you. This should prove to you that you can do anything you put your mind to. The next 4 years will be years that you build the path of your life. Build this path with passion and with love. Do not listen to the haters, only listen to your supporters. And I leave you with this one quote from Robert Kennedy. Some men see things as they are and ask why. I dream of things that never were and ask why not. And I charge you all, dream big. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce James Adew, Student Council President, and Tessa Porch, Student Council Vice President.
Good afternoon to all parents, staff, and teachers, administrators, and classmates. I'm James Adew, this year's Student Council President, and this is Tessa Porch, Student Council Vice President. Congratulations to the class of 2022. We've made it. It seems just like yesterday we started our middle school adventure at Kegwin in 6th grade, and then on to Woodrow for 7th grade. And now we are the first class to be promoted from Beman Middle School. And we are also the only class to experience Kegwin, Woodrow, Wilson, and Beman. And here we are getting ready to start a new chapter in our lives, high school. The last few years have been a challenge with overcoming COVID, experience virtual learning, and communicating through masks. We should all be very proud of ourselves because we've come a long way, so give yourself a pat on the back. Along this journey of 180 days, some of us have found new passions, joining new clubs, sports, and trying new things. I hope as we all move to high school in just about 75 days that we will be open to trying new things, to be determined, and to try our best in everything we do.
I know that each and every person being promoted today has the power to impact this community and world. As there may be challenges along the road, I hope that whenever we fall, we will get back up again and keep moving ahead. I can't wait to see what we all accomplish in the future. I'm so glad to have been part of a school with so many teachers and staffs that want the absolute best for the students, teaching us to always stay true to ourselves. So for that, I thank you all. I wish you all the best and hope that in whatever you do in life, you will be determined and never give up. I thank you all for such an amazing year. Lastly, let us not forget about our parents who have supported and believed in us through everything. On behalf of my classmates, thank you.
Hello. Hi. My name is David Merzieski. I'm one of the assistant principals here, also known as Mr. Mears. I have the honor of handing out some awards today. So, students, when I call your name, please stand and just give a wave, and they will receive their certificates after as they receive their certificate for promotion. So, the Dexter Locke Knowledge is Power Award, using the power of knowledge to make a difference in life, goes to Randy Hydorn. The Nevaeh Folk Award. It's for a student who brings out the best in themselves and others. And that award goes to Dwayne Lucian Yap. The Doug Bransfield Excellence in Physical Education Award goes to Arbin McCooley. The Joan Powell Goodwin You Make a Difference Award goes to a student of good character and who has a positive attitude, and that is Cole Strickland. The Carino Lago Ram Pride Award goes to a student who shows a positive outlook and extends a hand of friendship, and that goes to Brianna Stalou. The Lowry T. Wilderman American History Award goes to the top student in American history, and that is Tessa Porch. The World Language Award goes to a student who excelled in both 7th and 8th grade world language, and that is Charlotte Parker. The George E. Woodward Award goes to a student with a passion for technology, and that is Samuel Higgins. The Kenneth J. Mccabe Award goes to a student who shows true writing potential, and that is Zane Tomiso. The Beman Science Scholar Award goes to a student who extends their scientific inquiry beyond the classroom, and that is Eli Taft. And finally, the John Totes Math Award is recognizing a student who has a true interest in math, and that is Samuel Higgins. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for. It is time to hand out the certificates. I'm going to welcome up James Adew and Tessa Porch to read the names.
Emily Acevedo. Austin Balch. Ava Baroni. Ella Baroni. Jack Benson. Anthony Bonanno. Noah Bowser. Justin Brewer. Maximiliano Caldron Maracho. Robert Civitillo. Aiden Clough. Addison Cole. Legacy Coleman. Camille Cousins. Xavier Da Silva. Jacob Dalangauskas. Erica De Leon Hernandez. Nicholas Del Santo. Ariana Dorval. Sean Dunn. Rose Farnsworth. Jacob Flanagan. Xavion Freeman, Mila Janelli, Gage Gordon, Sean Hakai, Stephen Hammond, Randy Hydorn, Brett Herzog, Samuel Higgins, Danelius Hawley, Cade Hawley, Mccabe Hawley, Addison Hubbard, Natalia Idarosa, Richie Irizarry, Zaire Jackson, Isaac Jimenez, Juliana Johns, Bradley Johnson, Rashawn Jones, Sumita Candle, David Knapp, Aiden Koala, Matthew Krieger, Mackenzie Law, Gabriella Leachman, Davin Lewis, Nyasia Lewis, Logan Lombardo,
Devon Lovelace. Devon Lucine Young. Twin Lucine Young. Tyler Mays. V. Martinez. Sophia Mazzata. Antoine McDaniel. Kellen McGrath. Arvin McCooley, Anthony McCabe, Jaden Vignoff, Josiah Mitchell, Aditi Narayana, Yamia Noah, Maria Oliveira, Charlotte Parker, Anira Parker Inglis, Kosa Parslow, Michael Perez, Samuel Perez, Delilah Pertra, Kaylee Feng Bisai, Victor Plaza Grand, Corinne Poindexter, Tessa Porch, Jonathan Polino, John Ratzkowitz, Alenis Ramos, Joshua Ramos, Husna Rayo, Shariah Radigan, Justice Rayner, Geraldo Rossoda, Giovanni Sabelli, Jillian Siegel, Eternity Self, Sienna Smedey, Sophie Simon, Angel Skinner, Niger Smallwood, Carter Stevens, Brandon Stulau, Cole Strickland, Azra Sumani, Eli Taft, Zane Tamiso, Noah Thousand-Pollock, Camelia Tamini, Troy Washington, Michael Waters, Savea White, Blaine Wilson, Madeline Ziegler, Tariq Zef, Emily Goldman, Chanel Tott, Evan Gabriel,
All right, so just again, one housekeeping item. The students are going to recess out first. They are going to go up those stairs back to the foyer where the main office is. Again, if you want to sign out your child, not a problem. We got a table there set up for you. Special thank you to our musicians who volunteer in their time today to be with us. So thank you. And now, with the future class of 2026, please stand and be recognized.
The holly's on the back!